It is Congressman Trent Kelly. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I am great. How are you? Well, I could be better. Getting ready to start NDA up here and trying to do all we can to help salvage what we can out of this fiasco in Afghanistan.
Fiasco is an understatement.
It is.
I have a couple of stories here, and this one was 13 years ago. And I'm sure most people have heard this right now, but it just gets to the point of how bad this is. 13 years ago, a guy by the name of Mohammed was an African interpreter, and he helped rescue Senator Joe Biden and two others who were stranded in a helicopter in the very remote areas of the Afghanistan Valley. Their helicopter was forced to land. It was a snowstorm. Now, he is trapped behind enemy lines, and he is begging the person he saved, Biden, to help him out. And he has been stranded and left behind. He said, "Hello, Mr. President, save me and my family." He was not allowed to use his full name while he's hiding, told the Wall Street Journal as the last American flew out of Kabul on Monday, "Don't forget me here." Could this thing get any worse?
No, it couldn't. And first of all, every American has not been pulled out of Kabul. Every American who wanted to get out of Kabul is not out of there. Joe Biden lied to the American people. He said that he would not leave if any Americans wanted to get out, and we know of hundreds who were left, and I think the number is thousands, but I know that it is hundreds. That's confirmed by the administration. And I'm just going to tell you, there's got to be accountability and the shame that they've caused this nation. But I do want to say one thing. All those men and women who served this great nation in Afghanistan and Iraq over the last 20 years that we've been at war, I want them to know this has not been in vain, because my children grew up not having another 9/11 because of the work and the yeoman's task that they have done. They should be proud because they have kept America safe for 20 years.
Well, you have to go and search the data and know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but that's one of the things that was so disastrous about this. When you hear from some of the women over there, they were making inroads because the Americans were there. Because of that, the schools were a lot better. They had, I guess, probably the greatest lifestyle that they have had in if not decades, hundreds of years.
Oh, it is. And I mean, now they can't even go to school, or the Taliban has agreed to let them go to just a few elementary grades of school. I mean, this is a suppression of women, and this is slavery of women. But, I think I flew up here on Sunday, and I've been up here meeting with McCarthy. All the veterans on the Republican side have been meeting. And the things that we want to get out is that, number one, we can't stop until all Americans are out. And the administration owes us a plan on how they're going to get these hundreds or thousands out who want to get out. We need to account for all that equipment, the billions of dollars of equipment, and we need to know what they got, why it was got, and there needs to be accountability on that. Blinken has already made overtures of recognizing the Taliban. Our State Department cannot recognize a terrorist organization as a legitimate government, and we cannot give them cash like they did to Iran to help them thrive as a government, an illegitimate government run by terrorists. We just can't do that.
Congressman, did you watch the speech last night?
I did not. I watched part of it. I was in and out, but I watched part of it. It was awful. I mean, he tries to act tough, but, acting tough takes more than just saying harsh words. It means actions, and there are no actions that have shown toughness. There
are a couple of stories this morning that's caught him in a couple of other lies, and some of these are not good at all. The point said that they were caught off guard. Apparently, that was just a bald-faced lie last night, because I'm looking for the story here that apparently here goes. Biden wanted the now-departed Afghan president to create the perception that his government was capable of holding off the Taliban, an indication he knew it was only a matter of time before the U.S. allies fell to the Islamic group. In the last phone call between Biden and his Afghan then counterpart. That was Ghani before he took the money and ran. The American president said they needed to change perception of the Taliban's rapid advance, whether it is true or not, according to excerpts published yesterday. Call took place July the 23rd. And Biden knew because his generals were probably telling him, look, Mr. President, we've turned off surveillance for these people. We're not giving them any intelligence. We're not even giving them any ammo anymore. We've left the Afghan fighting troops slowly but surely on their own. They are scared. They are worried. And some of them are defecting. And he says he didn't know that?
We've asked them to preserve all that. Let me tell you, it has just been absolutely one mistake after the other. But I want to be kind of clear on something. Mm-hmm. The military was not in charge of this withdrawal. Secretary Blinken, he was in charge of it. Under law, the State Department is in charge. And they made many decisions, just like giving up Bagram Air Base. That was based on the low numbers of troops that Secretary Blinken allowed them to have, less than 600 when they were asking for 2,500. But these generals need to come up and let them know they were giving the president better advice than he was taking, and that Blinken, Biden, and Jake Sullivan, they own this. They absolutely own this, and they are a disgrace to America.
Listen to Jake Sullivan.
Those individuals are still on the ground, and there are still a lot of questions about what the process will be to get them out. And there were also the pledges that the president made before now. And those pledges were that every American who wanted to get out would be able to get out. And
That's not him. Here he is.
Joe Biden left behind Americans. He left behind vetted Afghan allies who risked their lives for our soldiers. A disgraceful lack of leadership from an incompetent president. Your response?
My response is that leadership means taking a look at the situation and asking the hard question: what is going to be in the best interests of the United States of America, those American citizens still in Afghanistan, and those Afghan allies?
What the hell does that mean? That's the NSA's Jake Sullivan. What does that mean?
It means that they are leaving Americans behind and trying to find a scapegoat and trying to make excuses and lies for doing exactly what they said they wouldn't do. There are Americans who want to get out, and families of some of those Americans that not the Taliban turned away, that our State Department turned away at the gates of the airport and would not let get out. And then Biden comes on and says he's given them 19 different opportunities, which is another exaggeration, because they were encouraging them to stay, not to flee, to make it look like the Taliban was going to take over. So it's just been one exaggeration after another, and it has been a leadership failure, and it has given us a black eye around the world.
Congressman Trent Kelly, we were talking, Roger Wicker was on the air with me yesterday. We were talking about this, and he did rather divulge that there were some Mississippians over there. Has your office been also contacted, and are you working with anyone from Mississippi who may be trapped behind enemy lines?
We are working with, and I haven't done it by Mississippians. If someone calls our office from anywhere that are U.S. citizens, and we have worked with hundreds, if not greater than that. Some we've been successful getting out. Some we are still working on, but we are constantly and continuing. So if someone knows someone over there, please reach out to our office, and we will use every contact that we have to get them home safely.
Well, as far as the intelligence, though, everything's gone. Everything's shot to hell. How do you know, even behind enemy lines now, your network of intelligence has just been disrupted?
We don't have anything. That's why I say we depend on folks from home and those people over there. You know, and the Taliban, I'm quite sure at some point will shut down cell service, internet. And so even those folks who are there now who have some limited contact with America won't have any. And it's disgraceful. We as Americans, we don't leave Americans behind, and we don't leave our friends behind. Yeah. And this administration, Biden, Blinken, and Sullivan have done that.
At the same time, he opened up last night, kind of angry that for some reason some of you people are so stupid you didn't realize how much of a success this was.